Hi, this is Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're talking about the numerology of your home address. Hi, my name is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman. I'm an intuitive psychic medium here in the Sugar Land area. That's just outside of Houston. I work with my angels and guides to assist my clients in many areas of their lives, to bring them special messages from loved ones who have passed, to dialogue with their angels for guidance into their own situation, or to assist them with their own psychic abilities. If you like my content, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. That's right, today we were talking about the numerology of home addresses. And I've kind of looked into this a couple of times when my husband and I bought and sold homes, and kind of like energetically, what does that address mean? But it really hasn't really hit home to kind of do a video on it until my kids are now buying a house. So I thought I would kind of go over this because it's really interesting, and then there are some fixes as well. So that's kind of like the fun part. Like, even if you end up with a house number, you're kind of like, wasn't really the best number I could possibly want or desire in that house or location. It's one of those, it can be modified and changed and adjusted a little bit. So let's talk about this. And it's kind of really the feeling of your home. And because you've got like not only your home address, but you also have business addresses in that location. And so it's kind of, what does that energy feel like? Because your house or your location may be completely different energy than the house next door. Well, you think like, well, why is that? Well, because they have a different address. They have a different energy going to that address. So some of the vibrations can be really great places for workplaces, great places for spas, or homes where you want to invite a whole bunch of people in, or new ideas or new endeavors and all that kind of stuff. So some homes have like this really amazing energy, and then some of them are kind of like not so great. And so we can fix and change those. So stay tuned till the end. We're going to talk about all the numbers, how to figure it out, and how to work through all of this. This is really fun. So, actually, none of the house numbers are actually bad. They just mean some may like kind of like resonate with you better, or kind of like your personality better than others. If you've lived in many different houses and the vibrations, you can tell that like when you walk into a house, kind of like, this is a very friendly house, or this is a house where, you know, new things happen or really supports that. Or a lot of people in this location have a lot of ambitions, and you think, well, why do they all have ambition in this house? Well, that can come in because that's the energy of the numbers, the location, the address of the house can really bring that in, and it can really attract that same vibration no matter who the tenant is. So that's a really interesting one. Knowing your house number and kind of like the energy of it can really give you some great insight into that location, especially if you're looking to buy a house. But it can also give you some more information based on the original 9 numbers, and that's 1 through 9. And so we're going to talk about that in just a second. So kind of one of the best ways to do this is, what is your street address? So the one I'm picking is my grandparents' address, and it's 1318. So you would take the 1 plus the 3 plus the 1 plus the 8, add those all together, and that makes 13. So you just add it across. And then you want to get down to one single number. So then you would add the 1 and the 3 together, and you get a number 4. So their house was all about 4 energy. Does that make sense? I'll have this all in the explanation beneath as well, so kind of give you some insight into how to figure it out. And then I will be also kind of giving those fixed energies as well. It's not as important kind of the apartment numbers because they're not as big. It's one of those, usually an apartment complex has one address for like so many buildings or so many units or whatever else. And so that's kind of the more important address. Not that your apartment number has nothing to do with it. It has something to do with it, but not as big as the address number. So just know that. And you can fix and modify both of these as well. Let's see. So if you were to add up your address and you were to get a 1, this is vibrates with the energy of like strength and creativity. It has a very positive energy to it. It can be kind of like a great shared space. So if you're having a family or working in a work location, that can be a really great one. This is really working out great for like company addresses. This can work really well for a chance to succeed and move forward and kind of open up to new energies. No energy is like, there's no problem with that, but it's one of those, like, the more endeavors you start, the more things you start, this is going to draw more of that positive energy. So let's look at positive energy for a number 2. This vibrates at a very joyful, easeful, easy energy to work through. This is all about like entertaining others. So this would be great for like a restaurant or a venue of like being able to do weddings. It's kind of like that great energy. It can also be a great flow for homes as well. If you're the person who loves to open up your door and host different parties and different celebrations, this can be a great energy to have a 2. It can be hard to ground in a 2 house, so you may feel like you're always kind of like lighter energy or airy-fairy energy and not always kind of like grounding in that house. So it may be something to kind of balance that within you. This energy is not about work. So if you work from home, a 2 energy is maybe not the best, but we can fix that, remember. And then this kind of really kind of brings in kind of like a good place for community. Like I said, it's a great place to entertain other people, kind of bringing that energy down. And you will have to work really hard to put some deep roots into that house. It does have a very special energy, but it may be kind of not the best supportive energy for like a family, unless you really, really love having lots of people over all the time. So let's look at a number 3 energy. It's all about ambition and work and focus. And this is a great way to kind of hard work, kind of constantly in this place. Relaxing in a 3 space can be really difficult, and kind of finding that relax, like, I'm going to take some time to relax, because you're always going to feel like, I need to keep going, I need to keep moving forward, I need to kind of keep this energy going. Let's see, a 3 space is a great workspace. It is great to dedicate in turning new ideas into physical results. This is a great one, a very strong grounding energy, and it can be really suppressive if you're kind of the type of person that like needs something a little bit gentler, a little bit easier. I would say kind of in that perspective, maybe doing buying a house that's a 2 or 4 or 7 would be a little bit easier and gentle, easy energy for you. Let's go into a 4. A 4 is all about new actions, new ideas, big endeavors, kind of like bringing everything in, new thoughts, exploring kind of like what are the possibilities or what can I create in this energy. This can be a really great one. This isn't easy things to do. There's easy things to do around the house. There's always like this new action, or how do I solve this problem, or how to go through this. But a 4 energy home can kind of push us in ways like gently kind of forward. But it can also be, if you really want that rest and relaxation, it may not be the best energy for you. A 4 home can trigger people that are 4s, 8s, and 9s to kind of really kind of push more than they're supposed to. Especially 8 should try to stay clear of spending too much time in a 4 home. Over time, the vibration can wear you down and kind of just wear you out in a lot of ways. This is a great place where you're going to need to ground from time to time to kind of pull out that energy or kind of live in that space a little bit easier. So let's look at a 5 vibration. This is all about happy-go-lucky energy. This is a lot of action, a lot of carefree attitude, kind of like whatever comes at us, we've got it. It invites a lot of conversation and sharing of knowledge and abilities. It's all about action and kind of having that time to be quiet in the mind and kind of finish projects, kind of like that bring things to completion. A 5 is all about mental activity and kind of finishing what we start. And all base energies kind of can share that 5. So kind of 5 is like a good medium energy for everybody. Let's go into a number 6 energy. This vibrates with love and care. This is a sense of community growing easily in a space. This is all about kind of like a deep connection, and a deep connection to nature and beauty and all of that energy coming in. Living in a 6th home can slow you down a little bit. It can be easy to put your comfy clothes on and kind of relax, take things easy. I will say this is kind of like a strong supportive energy as well. And it would probably be the ultimate family environment, because you've got kind of like that sense of community, but you also have a vibration that kind of keeps everybody deeply connected together. So that's a great one for us. Let's do a number 7 energy. Is all about vibrating with spiritual energy and kind of connecting to our universe, our planet, Mother Earth. This is all about our intuitive side. This is going to be bringing all energies together and boosting them into a great space. This is all about kind of like opening up towards our guides and our messages. This is a place where people are going to want to worship and kind of heal. Any type of business that has like a higher purpose will do great in a 7 energy. All base energies will thrive in a 7, but this is not all just a gentle energy. This is an energy about healing and moving forward. So this is a great way to do this, of bringing that energy forward. Let's go into an 8 energy. An 8 energy is all about power and destiny. An 8 home may feel closed off from the rest of the world, kind of like a sanctuary. It may be hard for you to open up yourself towards new ideas. Operating a business in an 8 space may have a hard time making the space or kind of making itself open to the market, because it's kind of that closed off, kind of like we want to keep ourselves protected energy a lot. An 8 home includes a connection to the other side as well, kind of like that lighter new age energy in there. But it always is kind of like taking a chance of like unseen guests, kind of like ghosts coming in, kind of bringing in that lighter energy. A power 8 house will trigger 4s, 8s, and 9s, and this is kind of unadvisable for these energies to kind of be based out of this home. This would be great if it was like a workplace or somewhere where they can amplify or shut that down as well. So it's one of those, it can be a good energy for some, but not for everybody. And so let's go into a 9 space. A 9 space is all about direct action and focus. This vibration can be bringing in like gentle healing, bringing emotions down, kind of calming things down. This is not an optimal energy for families, I will say, but it is a great energy for businesses. It is an easy to power things through or power things on. Everything can be done in a 9 space. It can be hard to kind of talk through conflicts without getting over emotional about it. Conflicts, especially based in values, kind of like who values what. The structure and order of a 9 house can be kind of like a little bit hard to take in, and it can find it hard to complete task on hand, which is kind of a very interesting energy. So if your house does not have an optimal address for you, let's go through some fixes and changes as well. So now that you've kind of figured out what your house address is, you can also kind of like figure out where, if that's kind of like your energy with you and your partner, or that people that live in there, is kind of like, is this the best energy for you? So I'm going to kind of go through the chart, but I have it beneath me as well, kind of like down in the description, link down in there. So one of the things that you could do is kind of think about what is the energy you really desire to express in that house, and then go through that as you kind of like think about the words. And we're going to kind of go through some of the alphabet, so you kind of like I said, it's all linked beneath. So like a 1 would give we're going to give you a couple of letters, and then we're going to give you the energy to it. So an A, I, J, Q and Y are all one energy. A B and a K and an R are a two energy. So you can kind of add up your energies of like, what would you want to call, or what would you want to have that house name be? And then you want to put that house name, like once you figure out that perfect energy for you and whatever's going on in that business or home, and kind of amplifying that. Let's amplify it. Let's make it so much better. So finding a name that has the right number combination that's going to like add all the way down, like we just did, kind of adding all the numbers, all the letters together, getting those numbers, adding all of that together, and keep adding them together until you end up with one number. And that's going to give you that energy. So you may need to modify some words a little bit or kind of change things out a little bit. But if you were to give your house a title, you could put this over the front door, you could put it in different places around the house. You could put it on the mailbox. You could put it different, like I said, different places, even a sign in the front yard. And that can add that energy to it and complement what the house numbers are to that energy and bring in a very overwhelming, great number for you. So that's what you want, is that perfect number for you, so you can amplify this energy and make it your own. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.